Hey, Capricorn, Mel, intuitive coach here, excited to bring in your December 2025 career and money reading. All right, let's open up your energy field and take a look at what the month ahead has in store for you. And if you are celebrating another trip around the sun, happy birthday to you, Capricorn. All right, bottom of the deck, we have luck. Beautiful. Anything you do now will be very prosperous. If you believe that you're lucky, you'll create an abundant mindset. I feel like you are shifting your perspective here on a situation. I'm getting the word recalibration. It feels like this month for you is all about adjusting your work energy so that it matches who you are now, but also it matches the growth that's available come 2026. So basically, you're checking in with yourself, checking in with your goals, your routines. You're making sure they still fit you because some of you may have outgrown a situation and you are ready to manifest here a new opportunity. I'm getting Wheel of Fortune. There could even be a cycle of your life that is coming to a close here because you're entering into a new growth period. You have growth, you have manifestation here, and you have the gift coming in. And the gift, what beautiful timing, because this is about financial support. There could even be a vacation coming in, or you may be spending time with the people that you love. And I feel like this is the catalyst that initiates change. You may be asking yourself, am I still on the path that I'm meant to be on? So think of this month as like fine tuning a musical instrument. If one string is off, the whole song sounds off. So recalibrating your career is fixing that string so that your energy feels more harmonized. You feel more in flow. And that's exactly what I see coming through for you this month. You have the Six of Pentacles. That's the reciprocity. That's the flow here. And it may require establishing some good, strong, healthy boundaries. And this is also about rewards. And I do see here that your hard work is being rewarded, even if you can't quite see it just yet, because luck is at the bottom of the deck here. And if there is a certain perspective, a certain belief, a certain pattern that has stifled your growth, you may be having a powerful aha moment this month that helps you readjust, that helps you realign. All right, so we have growth. Expect a good money flow, a raise, or a new job offer. This is beautiful. I'm getting energy reset here. So this is about you noticing that your motivation has shifted, right? And some of you, the tasks that you normally do or the projects that you've worked on, they no longer feel energizing, or perhaps you've outgrown them. It feels like you're just doing the same thing day in and day out. It's become a bit redundant, or it's become even a bit boring for some of you. You are ready to grow. It is important to unlearn, to grow as rules continue to morph and change. And I see here that a lot of you have been ready for this change. Yeah, 10 of Swords here. So you're ready to close out this chapter. Perhaps for some of you, 2025 has been very challenging, very difficult. And I'm hearing boundaries again. So going back to the luck card, they're actually showing me, the patterns here, or the chalk drawing of the tic-tac-toe board. And Spirit is saying here, you are recalibrating by saying no to what no longer fits so that your focus can return to what matters. You are returning here to bringing in this energy of prosperity. It's like you're unlocking the gates here, but it may be through boundaries. That's very, very significant. Now, You have all the tools that you need to increase your income. This is magician vibes. I'm just looking to see what we have down here, but you certainly have some really beautiful energies coming through here, Capricorn, but I still feel like you are trying to wrap up. Maybe you have some end of the year deadlines, or you've been doing some bookkeeping, accounting. You may even be looking at adjusting or recalibrating, how much money you put into certain accounts. Maybe you're looking at insurance or healthcare plans. I feel like you are wanting to shift things, because when you don't, sometimes you can be taken advantage of, and it can be by other people in your company, but it can also be by, other companies itself. For example, if you have car insurance, right? If you have car insurance and you haven't upgraded your car insurance or taken a look at it to see if you could get a better deal elsewhere, sometimes it will just continue increasing and increasing. And then before you know it, you're paying an astronomical amount of car insurance. And you're like, wait a second, how have I been continuing to let this get bigger and bigger? And I see that this month you're recalibrating and saying, wow, how did that get out of hand? Or how did this credit card get so high? So it feels like you're taking a look at some of the things that maybe kind of slipped your mind, or as the year goes on, we have other responsibilities, other things that we're focusing our attention on. So it just feels like you're cleaning it up in a way, cleaning it up. And I see that some of you are in the midst of updating your skills to basically match your current goals. So if you have a new skill set, something you're wanting to learn or enhance, I feel like you are fine tuning that skill of yours, because that's going to help you manifest growth. There is an opportunity coming where you can showcase your talent. Yes, I'm getting headhunted here. So if you are putting yourself out there, maybe this is online, maybe it's through LinkedIn or any other form of platform. It could also be that you have services that you are offering, but you're at a place or a position where other people can witness them in some way. It feels like you're getting noticed, you're getting recognized, and they may want you to work for them. You may even be getting approached here by an individual saying, have you ever thought about doing this, or would you consider working for us? This could even be a new client coming in for you, Capricorn. And I see that there is a beautiful opportunity that is manifesting here, and it feels like it comes during your season. Now, Capricorn season kicks off at the end of December through the end of January, and it feels like before Capricorn season hits, this time is all about recalibrating here and working on manifesting, but it feels like the true growth comes in around your birthday season for those of you sun sign caps out there. So we have the Two of Pentacles showing up here in your current financial energy. The Two of Pentacles is all about going with the flow of things instead of feeling like things are controlling you. I feel like there's been a lot that you've taken on, financial distress at times, or just taking on so much that you feel overwhelmed. But that's why recalibrating is going to help you out at this time. This could even be a small pivot in strategy. It could be a small pivot in how you focus your time or what you focus your time or energy on. This is also a career path that brings you back into flow. So if you are needing to tweak your career, meaning the role no longer fits you or this company no longer aligns with what it is that you're trying to build, I see that you're pivoting here. And there's a strategy that you are kind of currently focusing on. And I also see that the Two of Pentacles is not only about balance, but it's about taking a look at your fun, your joy, things that bring you pleasure in your career, because some of you, you're realizing that the tasks that you once enjoyed or the projects that you once enjoyed, maybe they don't bring you the pleasure that they once did. And you may be weighing up some pros and cons at this time. And I see that you're just trying to focus on saving. You may be focused on responsibilities here. Six of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck is not only boundaries that we talked about, but it's rewards. And if you are not getting compensated here for the work that you are putting in, it feels like you are going within and doing a bit of reflecting at this time so you can make those necessary adjustments so 2026 can be a year of expansion for you. Because I feel for many of you, 2025, it feels like you are doing a lot for a lot of people. You felt burnt out at times. Some of you may have even gone through a rock bottom in some way. But I see that now you're starting to find your equilibrium, right? You're starting to find that balance again. And so there's a mindset shift happening here because recalibration isn't only external, right? It can be about shifting how you view yourself, how you view your career, what success looks like. So basically you're pausing, you're reflecting here, and you're saying what feels off, what feels good, what feels aligned, what brings me joy. And moving into the source of financial blockage, we have here the Seven of Pentacles. Now, the Seven of Pentacles is about constancy. Perhaps you feel like your motivation has dipped, or you again feel like you are ready for change. You're ready to crush through the glass ceiling. You're ready for that next level growth here because you've kind of reaped what you've already done here in some way, or it just feels like there's not a lot of this Six of Pentacles, right? So that's why the Seven of Pentacles is here saying, am I being recompensed? Am I being appreciated? Am I loving what I'm doing? What's really going on here? What do I need to tweak? How can I get back into flow, back into alignment, back into flow of my target here, whatever that may be for you. And it starts with removing distractions or energy drains. You're reassessing your goals. Are these goals still yours, or are they borrowed expectations? I want you to take small intentional steps this month towards alignment, Capricorn. And one of the biggest things that the gift is reminding you, for one, stay present, but to celebrate the wins, even the tiny ones. This is going to help build clarity, and it's going to help build momentum. All right. So you have here the 10 of Swords. This is your money mindset here. So you may feel deeply wounded by how far down the hole you have gone in some way. Maybe this is your mind. Perhaps your mind at times tends to really get pulled into that poverty or scarcity or conscious mindset here. This is about recovery. There's been some level of betrayal that you have endured from the people that you've worked with, or it could even be something that you've witnessed in your early years that has contributed to some sort of financial suffocation. Maybe you felt suffocated here financially. This could be debt. This could be feeling like you couldn't get ahead. You couldn't dig yourself up out of some sort of hole. You may have even gone through a divorce, or you've gone through a loss or an ending that, again, has kind of really hit hard. But your mindset, though, is actually targeted on new beginnings. So endings bring in new beginnings. So even if you have gone through a period that has shifted and altered your finances or your career in a very challenging way, your mindset, though, is saying, I'm going to recover. I am going to recover, or at least that's what Spirit wants you to focus on. Because remember, perspective can certainly stifle growth. It can stamp your luck. and boundaries may have been crossed. I'm getting the word disrespect. Some of you may have been disrespected in some way. Someone may have even stolen your ideas. I have the book here right behind luck. There may have been contractual agreements, or it feels like there may have even been legal dynamics or situations. I'm getting clause, like a clause may have been put in place, or some of you signed like a non-compete. I'm getting adjusting some forms. It's like the fine print, right? Most people rarely ever read the fine print here, but it's the fine print that has all the details. And it's like you're going back in and taking a look and readjusting like the fine print of your own career. Like, what did I truly sign up for here? And I see that you are definitely shifting here. You're manifesting something really beautiful. So focusing on the new beginning instead of focusing on what you've lost is going to be a game changer here for you. Now, let's look at the opportunities for income growth. This is the 10 of Cups, lasting happiness and success. This is divine blessings. So this is your intuition saying, okay, it's time to get back on track here. It's time to focus on perhaps community efforts. This could be working with your soul tribe. 10 of Cups is a beautiful energy of emotional fulfillment and community, a sense of togetherness. So it feels like there's opportunities that you can work with other like-minded individuals here. This is also about bringing this sense of connection to others. You may even be thinking about nonprofit. Some of you are working with children, working with family. You may want to help the world in some way, such as bringing in a wellness retreat or connecting with other like-minded individuals and bringing all of your gifts, all of your skills and talents together, like co-creating with other people who feel inspiring. And this could even be that you are connecting with someone in your industry, someone in your field, and working with them. It's like mentorship in some way. So you are opening yourself up to this really beautiful blessing, because the 10 of Cups is the ultimate blessing here. So you have the opportunity to fine tune your income by shifting from the 10 of Swords right into that 10 of Cups, finding your people, finding the people who support you, your tribe, but also maybe even taking a look at some underlying, family dynamics that have played out here. Sometimes this is also about work that brings you joy, or if there's been some form of tension in the office, or if you feel like your focus has been on other things, maybe even drama at times due to lack of, I don't want to say individuality, but it feels like groupthink, where everybody is focused on what's over here, but what's over here is not where the growth is at. It's almost, this is kind of morbid what I'm being shown, but it's like roadkill, and everybody looks at, the roadkill on the side of the road as they go by. Everybody's fixated on it. And it feels like you may have been around a group of people that were all standing around some sort of roadkill when, they weren't focusing on staying in their lane, like driving past here, because they were so fixated on something that was dead, right? No growth. And so you're over here like, okay, I don't want to be a part of that. It's smelly, it's stinky, right? It's going to draw me in. It's going to drain my energy, where I want to move forward. And it feels like that's what you're doing here, is you're moving forward. Now, what is the unexpected financial influence here? You have the 8 of Pentacles. This is great because this is about you taking a look at any patterns or habits that need adjusting in order for you to feel energized again. The 8 of Pentacles is mastery here. So you could be taking a new class, learning a new skill set, or even fine tuning some of the skills that you already have to become better, right? To become better so you can manifest here this next level of growth. You could be going back to school. The books was showing up here as well. Some of you could be teachers, spiritual teachers. Perhaps this is through public education. You may even be writing a book at this time or coming up with your own course, class, or workshop. But I see that community energy is going to be very therapeutic, but also very beneficial when it comes to your finances here. So maybe even opening up to your local community in some way. It could even be going to a yoga class could inspire you to perhaps learn how to teach yoga. Maybe you're going to a writer's retreat and it inspires you to open up a new doorway, a new avenue. So you could also be learning from a teacher here to gain this quality craftsmanship to help you grow and evolve, because the Eight of Pentacles is loving your work, right? It is being experimental, trying new things that can help you recalibrate. Because if you continue moving in the direction that you're going, it's like you're staying with everybody on the side of the road that's just kind of staring at that roadkill. Like, what's the point? What's the purpose here? And I feel like you don't want to do that, right? You're ready to move on. You want your vibration to be higher. You want to align with opportunities that fit your growth. You're starting to take one baby step at a time to recalibrate your path. And I see the action step here is you're actually getting a lot of attention, right? Because while other people were busy staring at whatever was on the side of the road, like, you have been recalibrating. And you have the Six of Wands here. So then once people kind of snap out of whatever little spell they're under over here, it's like you have already grown. You've already been doing your thing and adjusting. And they're like, whoa, wait a second. How'd you get so far ahead? Because you haven't been focused on what's been draining you, what's been stinking up the joint, right? The Six of Wands energy is coming through here with a moment of glory, right? A moment of glory. This is shining your inner light. I love the Six of Wands energy because this is all about your hard work being recognized. There's a reward here. There is a feeling of victory and leadership and accomplishment and achievement. And some of you who may even be in the social media, the public eye, it feels like your work is getting recognized. I mean, sometimes this can even be fame. It can be something going viral. Now, of course, if you don't want that public recognition, I feel like you are just receiving, a pat on the back from other individuals, comments saying, wow, you are very skilled, Capricorn, you are very gifted, or you are running the show so well. It feels like you are adjusting your energy and you're calling in the right type of people that you want to work with, the right type of, family. It almost feels like this is family oriented instead of feeling like you're just a number, right? Or everybody is kind of doing their own thing, but they're not on the same page. It just feels like you want everybody to be together here on the same page. Everybody knows their role. There's healthy boundaries, but you can come together. There's not a fear of speaking up. There's not a fear of being ridiculed, judged, micromanaged, or ostracized, kind of left out of the group here. You want there to be that dynamic of let's all grow together. We can all offer something. So let's bring it to the mix and leave this area or this energy, uplift it, leave it a better space than when we first came in. So I see the Six of Wands could also be a raise. It could be, an offer for you that I feel like you don't want to refuse, okay? Because it feels like it's getting you closer and closer to the 10 of Cups, because your outcome here, Capricorn, is the Nine of Pentacles. This is beautiful energy here where you are enjoying your independence, your own autonomy here. This is basically creating a life that you love, creating a life of luxury, creating a life of abundance. I see here that you are someone who is very self-sufficient. You are a hard worker. Every Capricorn I've ever known has really strived to grow and to help humanity in some way, and really enjoyed making a difference. And I see that you are shining. It's like you're peacocking here, literally. And this isn't your average peacock. This is a white Peacock. So what's the difference? This is something that, is authentic, right? It's authentic. It's like your truth, your authenticity is shining out. And this is your time to peacock. Whatever changes and shifts and recalibrations you are making, whether it's a small pivot in, how you focus your time or your energy, whether it's you updating your skills or updating your resume even. It feels like you're getting noticed here because that motivation within you is starting to shift and you're starting to say yes to the projects that align with your energy, projects that motivate you, inspire you instead of constantly filling your life, your routine, your career with tasks and projects that drain you. This is saying, I'm going to expand my thinking. This is expansion. So I really love this coming through for you. I feel like you are removing that 10 of swords from your life, but you've learned so much, right? You've learned so much because maybe at one point you as well kind of were at the side of the road staring at what was no longer alive, something that was growth. Not growing. You may have found that you had kind of been a part of this group dynamic, this group think, but I feel like you were one of the lucky ones that broke away where the rest of them just still feel like they are still at that corner, still at that energetic level of like running around, not really evolving in a way that's efficient for them or for the business, for the company. It feels like you are starting to really open up in ways that you never thought possible. And I see that not only are you independent and self-sufficient, but you're starting to feel content and proud of yourself for what you've gone through, for how hard you've worked. But I see that you're also restructuring a belief that hard work has to come at a cost. All right, hard work has to come at a cost. Like maybe you have worked 80-hour work weeks, or you have broke yourself at times, or your health has been sabotaged due to how much strain, how much pressure that has been put on you. But I see that you are stepping up into this new era. This next trip around the sun for you is about working smarter, not harder. All right, I'll end it at that. Let's move into the next cards here. We have credit repair. This goes into the 10 of swords that we were talking about here. And if you have felt like you have dug that hole, or if it has felt very tight, very difficult, if there's been debt or a mortgage or credit card bills that had, racked up, you have the ability to repair. You have the ability to recover because that's what this month is all about, right? Taking a look at where you are at so you can move forward and expand instead of feeling stuck. So you see that the nails and the hammer are showing up. But what I want to point out here is you can't pound in a crooked nail. I mean, you can, but it's going to go in all wonky and it's not going to be a straight shooter like this nail right here. So instead of taking a look at the wood or taking a look at the hammer, right? It's about the nails. There's the fine tuning. There's the string on the instrument. What is it that you are doing? What's the small thing that we tend to overlook? And so getting yourself a new box of nails, metaphorically, and saying, I'm starting fresh here with this build is going to be beneficial. You have the money tree coming in. This is like the 10 of Pentacles. So the money tree tells me that you are one step closer to that. Well, you have the 10 of Cups, but the 10 of Pentacles is being able to generate an income, doing what you love, and create that long-term stability for yourself or your family. This is about perhaps retirement. Some of you may be looking at, this could be new insurance plans or areas that you have outgrown. You may be looking at financial institutions, taking a look at where your money is at. Do you have a good interest rate? Perhaps you are shifting your money, moving your money around, right? Recalibrating to make your money grow. You may even be looking at passive incomes here. How can you do something once, but capitalize on it or make money, while you sleep? And next here we have training. That's connected to that 8 of Pentacles energy here, where you could be the one that is up there teaching or training others. There may be an onboarding process here. You may even be the student. Maybe you're the one sitting in the seat here. You're learning a new skill. But you know what I love? And it's very, very small because the word training is big. You can see that, but you can't hardly see the word right here that's up there at the top, up there at the rafters. It says win. W-I-N, win. So it feels like there is an outcome, a favorable outcome that is in your favor, even if you can't quite see it yet, Capricorn. All right, let's get a message from the wisdom of the Oracle. What do we have here for Capricorn? You have breathe. Number 29. The 29th could be a significant date. That could be someone's birthday. And I also, because of the 10s here, do some of you have a birthday perhaps right on like New Year's? Or excuse me, like, yeah, the 1st of January. We have 29 coming in here. Also, 2-9 equals 11. Some of you may be a life path number 11, or you may be seeing 1111 quite often. That is your sign that you are manifesting here, something quite profound. And it's interesting because Spirit is highlighting the manifesting card, and it says you have all of the tools that you need to increase your income. There's the tools, the hammer, the nail, the wood. Right? You have the tools here showing up. They're starting to manifest. They're starting to materialize. And that's what is connected to this gift, right? This could be a windfall that comes up, a sudden windfall for some of you. There may be a gift or a bonus. Perhaps there is like an end of the year holiday party. It feels like there may even be a profit sharing, something of that nature coming through. And we have breathe. This is wellness. It's trust. It's meditation. It's patience. So when it comes to prosperity, you have worked long and hard. Your dreams are coming to fruition. So don't hurry things up, right? Sometimes we want to speed things up because we're like, okay, we're getting closer. But that's why December is called for recalibration. Because think of the chariot, right? The chariot is recalibrating, getting focused here in order to move forward, getting organized. And I feel like that's coming. But first, allow yourself to kind of fine tune that instrument. Take a look at where the string is at in your life. You are the slow one moving languidly, yet still progressing right now in a rhythm dictated by your authentic nature. The essence of your dream and the will of the universe, slow and steady, wins this race. Ooh, you have the word wins here. You will indeed win, there it is again, if you relax, stay the course, trust your intuition, and breathe. Now, sometimes I'm going to read the protection because sometimes we can get stuck in this mindset of the 10 of Swords. And because I feel like there is a shift in mindset, some of you, if you are feeling laziness, if there is a bit of inertia or even apathy in your career, and I'm not talking just for, a week or a day you get lazy. I mean, that's normal. But if this is ongoing, if this is months and months and months on end, those are not signs of slowing down, but of decay and lifelessness. How interesting, because I talked about that roadkill analogy, right? Decay and lifelessness. And let's see here. Wake up and do something to shake this off. Go outside for some air. A walk in nature will remind you that all of life is ensouled and magical. Get some exercise. Move out of your head and into your body and breathe in deeply. Each breath is precious. This connects also to breath work. And if you have struggled at times with your breath, okay, with the heart chakra, the throat chakra, that could be something that you are addressing and really looking into in the month of December, kind of slowing things down a bit. And as I mentioned, taking a look at where you are currently at and just fine tuning. But it starts with this awareness. It starts with the breath of life. Okay, now lastly here, we are going to get a message from your spirit animals. And at this time, Capricorn, if you can safely do so, please close your eyes. Take a nice deep breath in from your solar plexus chakra. Nice big belly breath through your nose. Hold it for the count of 3, 2, 1. And release through your mouth with a nice deep sigh. And with your eyes still closed, tune into your third eye chakra, the area between your eyebrows and your forehead region. And I want you to imagine the first animal or animals that show up in your mind's eye. Now this could be an animal that flies high in the sky or swims deep in the sea. Your animal could be wild, domesticated, mystical, or magical. This could be a pet that's crossed over the rainbow bridge, one that you have at your home, or perhaps an animal that's crossed your path recently in the great outdoors. And if you need a moment, just pause the video and come back when you are ready. And for those of you that would like to be entered into the free monthly reading giveaway, all you need to do is drop your animals, whether you have 1 or 5, drop them below. I will enter you into the free reading giveaway where I draw one winner around the 1st of the month and post right back here on the channel. All right, you have some interesting animals and mythical creatures. You have first out the mermaid. You have mermaid energy here, which is femininity. It is charm. You are very charming. You may even have this natural allure, this ability to connect to people on a deeper level. I feel like you are very, very beautiful inside and out, Capricorn, and you may be honoring your own psychic abilities at this time, your own intuitive gifts. Mermaids are typically in the water, and she's posed up there on the rock and her eyes are closed. It's like she's trusting here that even when she feels out of water, that she is still supported, that she is still protected here. You have the quail. This is about nourishment, solution. So the quail here is saying not only are you coming up with solutions, but you are being guided to nourish yourself along the way. Remember what I said earlier about kind of reassessing, are your dreams yours or are they someone else's, or are they some sort of expectation that are based in disillusionment or based in some sort of conditioning that no longer serves you? Right? So the quail here is saying you are breaking free of feeling uncertain. Okay. It feels like there's clarity coming through here with the quail. And next you have the Minotaur. This is puzzle solving, solar energy, and conflict. So call in the Minotaur energy when you are looking to solve. He is powerful. He is that solar. Because solar is connected to the sun, some of you may really benefit from getting outside or getting your vitamin D levels checked out, okay? Because that can also contribute to, lethargy or, low vitality. So if that is calling out to you, get that checked out or just spend some time out in the sunshine. And lastly, the T-Rex. This is raw power. It's alchemy. It's also the base chakra. If you didn't catch last weekend's collective reading or Soul Saturday session, I talked a lot about how we are conditioned, right? The nervous system is hardwired for comfort, but we don't grow in our comfort zone. And oftentimes our comfort zone is not even comfortable. It's what we have been taught. It's what we have learned. And we stay in situations, even if they are not healthy, where our soul is hardwired for growth. And why I'm bringing this up is because it's that base chakra, the earlier years. Look at this little baby T-Rex looking up at, maybe this is its future self, maybe it's its higher self, but it could also be what you have, whom you have learned from, because the root chakra, also known, also known as the base chakra, is formulated in the early years between the ages of 0 and 7, where our prefrontal cortex, the part that's responsible for logical thinking, right? The puzzle making here, puzzle solving, the part that is responsible, it's not fully online yet, which means we are picking up on everything around us. Our mind is like a sponge. And so oftentimes, we have these adult issues, these adult problems like perfectionism or procrastination, or we don't even know what we want, but it can stem back to the root chakra, the earlier times where we were learning safety, where we're learning security, who we could trust, who we needed to be in the world. And I see that you're rising up, even if there's been a bit of a handicap, right? Just like the little tiny arms on the T-Rex, you still have the power. You still have this raw power, this alchemy to turn your life around. That is what I have for you, Capricorn. Thank you so much for being here and tuning in. If this resonates, please give it a thumbs up. Feel free to share, like, subscribe, and hit that bell button if you haven't already. And don't forget to drop your power animals in the comment section below. And if you are interested in a personal reading or signing up for the monthly newsletter, you can find all of that information in the description box or by visiting intuitivesoulcoach.com.